Generics are of course a hot topic in 2016 because the patent of Gleevec actually expires in some countries early this year, in the rest of the countries on 21st of December, so 2 weeks from now. Of course this is a game changer for CML because we can see at a presentation here at ASH a Polish registry was set up because about 20 generic Imatinibs were introduced in Poland in 2013. And now they have registered all the patients that were switched to Imatinib generics. And they have basically looked at clinical efficacy and whether let's say these patients on the registry behaved or their disease behaved similarly than the comparative data that we know from the originator product. And there was a separate presentation also from India about this, about the same thing. VNAT has been there for many years, and they now looked at, let's say, the original Gleevec and VNAT and looked at how that compares. And I think the basic summary of that is in both presentations that efficacy seemed to be pretty much the same and safety seemed to be the same, while the prices, for example, in Poland is about 5 to 10% of the originator product. So it's a huge difference, and I know that worldwide about 68% of patients are still on Imatinib. So it's even though companies sometimes want to say something else, Imatinib is probably the most prevalent drug out there in the market. And of course, savings for the healthcare system are important. We can see the data here. Of course, there's a lot of anxiety in the patient community. That's why we have recently published in Leukemia in the journal our patient declaration on generics, where we have had 5 recommendations. This has been widely regarded. We can hear it here at ASH, that it's been widely acknowledged, and doctors were grateful that we did this and publicly voiced that what our concerns. We're not against generics, but we need quality, and that's what we are pushing for. And let's see what happens next year. And one of the interesting things from the Polish presentation was that one of the complaints is patients are being switched constantly between different generic products. And of course, this might be medically not so important, but it will impact compliance, so adherence to therapy. We're quite worried about this, and the doctors are too, because if you get a different box every month, it might just threaten the quality of treatment and the outcomes just because patients are concerned. We need to avoid that.